What's up guys, Semi-Controller here, and today we're back with Farming Simulator 2022 Survival Roleplay, where we start out with a truck, a tractor, and a trailer, and some land, and we're going to try and become prosperous farmers and make some serious money. If y'all are hyped for this series, hit that like button, and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see y'all after that intro. Hit it! Well, we're back. It is another month, and the soybeans are looking pretty dang good. They're not quite ready yet, but hopefully they will be soon. Basically, our goal is going to be, we're going to try and get rid, or work on trying to get some stuff kind of organized around here. Like I said, we have our new tractor, the 6120M, with our trailer, alongside our harvester, our seeder, our pressure washer, our Kubota, skid steer, our pallet jack attachment for the skid steer, the forest mulcher, which I definitely can't wait to try out, as we definitely got plenty to try it out on. And we have a lot that still needs to get taken to the lumber mill, because we could use the money. Because, yeah. While it looks like we're good sitting at 33,000 and having most of what we need for harvest, you never know when something can happen. Like I said, we're going to kind of be cutting it close probably this year, but we are going to be taking a trip probably when we go to get rid of the wood, like the extra wood we have. We'll be taking a little trip over to another property, because there's a local farmer who wants to try and sell some of his land, because he is interested in getting out of the farming business, or at least big time farming, because it's a decently sized property that he's wanting to try and sell to somebody new. And he talked to us because he's apparently friends with the used vehicle guy, and the used vehicle guy recommended us to him. And the dude was like, yeah, I'm trying to look into trying to find like something a little less problematic, obviously. Like, he's older and ready to retire, but he hasn't given us a solid number yet as to what he's wanting, so there's no tell as to how much he'll ask. But if he asks a decent-ish amount, it theoretically could be worth an upgrade. Like I said, we could always sell the current property we have, and maybe if we had to, get a loan through the bank. Hopefully they'd be willing to offer us a loan of some sort, so that we could potentially try and get it, because we could definitely use a bigger property. Like I said, we'll have to wait and see how this year harvest works out for us. Like I said, winter is going to be a little rough, because for some reason we've been ending up very unlucky when it comes to logs on this property. But I think we're going to take the forest mulcher over here, because I kind of want to see if maybe clearing up some of that debris will help us get to the logs. But that requires disconnecting our new tractor from the wagon for the time being, but it'll be worth it. Alright. It's so weird not seeing the 3020 over here anymore, but it's for the better, honestly. Like I said, 3020 is just causing us more problems, and at the end of the day, we're good without it. It doesn't hurt to have a slightly newer tractor. We're going to see how this little thing works, because like I said, I've never had to work with a forestry mulcher before, but like I said, If this thing does what I think it does, this could be pretty dang good. So we don't go very fast. Oh, damn. This thing. Oh, yeah. This thing. It's rough. Let me try backing up to a stump with it or something. And see if it'll get rid of it. We'll see. Like I said, I'm kind of hoping we can work some. Oh, he got rid of that thing quick. A cool tool, but we may end up. I'm not sure how much we're gonna really use it. Like I said, I think even on this, it still runs pretty dang slow. I'm probably gonna go ahead and we're going to, I think, go ahead and try and chop this tree down some more. There we go, a little bit more manageable, but skid steer's been having issues up there. Like I said, I don't know if it's just the logs or the terrain or what it is. It's kind of a shame, but obviously not something I'm super upset about. Like I said, we do have the ability to chop it down a little bit smaller should we need to, which we've been having to, but that's okay. Like I said, if we get to where we need to get rid of that skid steer, we can. Like I said, the used vehicles place said that there's, like, if we need to bring back anything, or if we ever decide we want to try and sell some of this equipment back to them, they should be able to get it sold. Their only thing for trying to get it sold when they were was just that it had been sitting for a long time and they were hoping to get rid of some merchandise. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how I feel about that forestry mulcher. So we're going to set this on here, and I kind of want to go ahead and go check out that other property real quick, just to kind of see what we're going to be dealing with if we decide to take it on. So we're going to go over there. Good old Dodge. I'm hoping we can hopefully get some good prices on that lumber here later, but I do know I'm seriously concerned with the property he has. Like I said, if we make enough from harvest and the bank is willing to loan us the money, we should hopefully be able to afford it. Like I said, and luckily it's not too far from anything, so we'll actually probably save a lot on gas. So just as we're going towards the vehicle store, they said we turn to our left. So then, well, we're sort of here. We're gonna stop here. So this piece of land, basically right up to where that sawmill is owned by him. He used to have this as a haying field back in the day. As for these other two properties, he has this field, or I guess it's one property. It's this field, this patch of land, this field, and this drive, which leads up to this house right here. And it's a nice little house, but obviously not something that we're gonna really want too much. Mainly we'd be doing this for the farmland. Now, I talked with him and he said he wants 200 for all of it, which means this piece, that piece, and that piece. Which 300 grams or 250 sounds a little steep for it, but 250 is not bad. But yeah, he said 250 was his basically the lowest he could go was 200, but he would prefer 250. Like I said, I don't think we will be able to for sure do 250. It's more realistic we'll do 200, and that's with a bank loan, which is something we don't really need right now because we already have a lot of trouble on bills because we have, of course, our property taxes will be coming out right before harvest. I'm not sure how much they're going to be yet. They haven't mailed it in yet. So we'll begin to pay our good old property taxes on this property like back here. But basically the way we'd almost end up doing it is we'd use the profits from harvest, selling this land, and then getting everything situated with the bank. We would end up then using the bank's funds as the last little bit to pay what we would need for this property, obviously. Like I said, it's not the most convenient, but obviously we need a little bit better than this. Like I said, we didn't really get the best use out of all of this. Like I said, could have been a little better, but yeah. I'm gonna try and get us a couple more there's a tree back here. Oh, that's good to know. Kinda wish I'd known that, but yeah. Nope, it was back here this entire time and I didn't even know it. Yeah, but hopefully soon the soybeans will be ready. We'll be able to harvest them and then we'll be able to use that money towards the new property potentially, or at least upgrading this one. Like I said, I'm not fully sure yet because that'd be nice, but also we've been having a lot of this property as well, which means that we would have to be dealing with double the stuff we were dealing with previously. So obviously we have to factor that into our estimations when we're talking about what we're going to be doing, obviously. So come on, there we go. Well, kind of just hit the tree with that. Get this log onto the trailer. But yeah, got that one on there. Like I said, I'm hoping for some good money this time around. Like I said, we could use a little bit of some good luck. And if we do end up purchasing that property, we're going to try and borrow a little more than what he wants. That way we can kind of divert some of our funds into some other stuff, like animal husbandry, which I would have done this year, but we just didn't ever have the money for it, so it would have been we would have had to have borrowed money. But the dude said that if we're willing to buy it off him before winter, he would be ecstatic. That house he does want to keep though, so like the house isn't included, but the rest of the property is. Like that last little stretch of the drive up to that house there, he wants to keep because there's some personal sentiment to it. It was something that him and his wife built together when they first started their ranch, and so he wants to keep it for sentimental reasons. Can't blame him, but like I said, I'm definitely okay with that. But that foliage mulcher really tears up the ground. Like I said, I don't know how much I really like that. We may end up selling it just because, like I said, I don't really. I was kind of hoping the thing worked a little differently, but like I said, even with what we have now, it still barely fucking pulls. Like I said, it did. Like I said, we'll talk to the used vehicle store. Potentially, we'll throw it on Facebook Marketplace, see how much someone on there might charge for it, because maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be someone that's willing to pay like some pretty good coin for a thing. But we're gonna set that there. These good old ratchet straps on there. After using most of our ratchet straps, and for some reason I'm the urge to want to jump on the dirt bike. We got the logs loaded. I know it's not the biggest load ever, but obviously we can't take ginormous loads all the time. But the logs, but like I said, we'll definitely be taking this up to the good old sawmill. Hopefully they'll be able to give us a decent-ish price on it. Like I said, the better the price, the better our bank account situation is going to look. I was kind of hoping potentially we would be getting to a point where we'll be eventually able to get the like crops harvested or prepared for anything that could happen. But we're gonna try and see if we can beat the train. Ooh, that was close. But we did beat it indeed. Damn. Oof. The beauty of a second gen Dodge, you can hit a light post going like 60 something and be fine. The good old sawmill. And they're the ones who typically have the best price. There's another sawmill in town, like more old school, not owned by a corporation, obviously. And they typically don't have the highest rate. Sometimes they do, but you gotta get lucky with them. Go ahead and back this up, and we'll see how much we're able to get out of this. And damn, $3 grand almost, like nearly $2,500. Not a bad deal. So we're now sitting at $35,780, which isn't a bad amount to be sitting at. Obviously, the used vehicle store, they haven't had the chance yet to get their service center thing built quite yet. I'm kind of surprised they didn't get done already. But like I said, it doesn't hurt to every once in a while go look, see if they got anything new this month. Like I said, you never know. Yeah, it's still all there from when we cut it last month. But yeah, I wonder how much they want for that little caravan trailer. But let's see what else they got in here. So they just have the Haveska, the plow we brought them, the baler, and they have the Massey Ferguson for sale. This isn't for sale. They just haven't moved it, I'm assuming. And then this, I'm kind of curious as to how much it's worth, like they're wanting for it, because this could be a solve to a lot of our problems that involve our living situations. Currently we live inside of a tent, and when it's raining, it's not the best thing. Well, I guess I'll ask them and see how much they want for it. Well, I got talking with them. They said they want 15 for it. And while we do have the money, I don't really want to be spending 15 grand on something like that right now. Especially because if we're able to do everything lines up at the end of the year after harvest, we'll be moving anyways. And hopefully I'll be able to get enough money that we'll be able to start our animal business and be able to still have the opportunity to build us at least like a little shack at best, just so we're not living in a tent during winter. Like I said, we're just going to have to wait and see how things work out, obviously, but there's no telling. But yeah, obviously it's been a bit of a day. Like, it's been a day so far. I talked to them about the forestry mulcher. They basically said, unfortunately, they can't really afford to take it back, so they told me I could probably get something out of it from Facebook Marketplace, but they said that's about my best chance would be off of there. I told them I would think about it, but yeah, I think it's a good place to kind of call it for the day. If y'all enjoyed that video, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this. See y'all in the next video. Peace out, squad.